Adam McIlmoyle lives in Shanghai's Jiading district. He has been in China for 4 years. When his neighborhood began COVID testing a few weeks ago, McIlmoyle decided to volunteer, hoping to help the some 300 foreigners in his community.
One evening, at the end of the week, they were asking for volunteers to volunteer at the weekend. And I was off that weekend, so I decided to ask, is it okay if I volunteer because I'm a foreigner? Maybe there's some language problems, but they said, no, that's fine, for sure. Come on ahead and we'll get you something to do.
Did any of the neighbors realize that you were actually a foreigner?
It was quite difficult because I had so much protection on that nobody really noticed that I was a foreigner anyway. So there was a lot of people coming up and asking me things, and my Chinese is okay, but very specific things that I just didn't know. So I would just say, like, Niku Wenta, like, go and ask her. And they'd be like, oh, it's a foreigner. And they're just like, okay, whatever. Things like that. And I did get a lot of kids saying, like, thank you to me instead of 谢谢.
As an expat in Shanghai, what do you think of the city's COVID policies amid this outbreak?
Yeah, it is quite hard to understand, seeing as you're looking on social media and you're seeing people travel over the world and maybe their families are no longer in lockdown. But it's also quite easy to forget that for the last 2 years in Shanghai, we haven't had any, well, very, very small. I don't think we've had any issues with COVID so far, apart from showing your test everywhere. So for the last 2 years, we've basically been free to travel around China and do whatever you want. And just now that it happens to them in Shanghai, they think it's a big problem. But you know, where I'm from in the UK, there was months, maybe 6 months of lockdown. So right now they're okay, but we've been having a good time for the last 2 years. So I don't think we should forget that so quickly.